Who thought it'd be a good idea to put a time limit on this? Oh my god. This is so much harder than it looks. Damn it! Jat. That's not my name. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play 1001 Games. I'm your host, Gaming Jay, and today we're playing G-LOC Air Battle, which was an R-360 arcade game, which I will describe shortly. We're going to do something rather different today. Normally I play one of these games on one or two systems at most. However, this was a pretty big arcade game when it came out, and it was ported to all kinds of different systems, all kinds of Sega systems, I should say. So it was on the Sega Genesis, and there the game alternated between first and third person mode. It was on the Sega Master System, and there it featured bosses. It was also on the Game Gear, and there it featured different points to upgrade your jet. So, hold on to your butts today, because we're not only going to check out the arcade edition, but we're going to try it on each of those other systems to see how it holds up and how it compares. And so we'll probably spend about maybe 10 minutes with each system and just sort of take a look at each of them and compare them and see, you know, how does this game compare to sort of the arcade edition here. So I'm very excited today, and without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and slap some quarters in here, and we can get going. So I'm going to start this game off on beginner and just kind of show you guys how it goes. Or actually, should I do beginner? We'll start with beginner. I'll go on to expert afterwards, I think. It's pretty straightforward. You simply lock on to enemies when they're in your sights, and then you can fire a missile at them. You also have a Vulcan minigun or machine gun. You can go ahead and shoot enemies down. It's great fun. And no use the throttle thingy here. So I actually have a joystick. I'm using the Ace Combat 6 joystick for the Xbox 360, so I get the full arcade experience here, or I should have a big asterisk beside that, because this game, you cannot get the full arcade experience at home, because this game did something pretty awesome. Oh, I like how the enemies are just like full on, just like getting right, you know, just like lining up like ducks for me. They're doing bear rolls. They're trying to impress me and dazzle me. They're giving me the old razzle dazzle, but I'm not falling for it. I know they're the enemies, and I shot them down. That fire voice is gonna get kind of annoying. So I guess we're killing enemies over like the Bahamas or something. Like we got these beautiful tropical islands, and me gunning down all these enemy planes. Again, they don't seem to be doing me any harm. In fact, they seem to want to be putting on a show for me, so I feel kind of bad killing them. But as I say, you cannot get the arcade experience at home because this game did something pretty damn unique when it came out. Well, it wasn't completely unprecedented, but this game is called G-LOC Air Battle, and then in brackets, in the 1001 Games to Play Before You Die book, actually, I don't know if it's in the book or not, but anyway, it says R-360. R-360 was a special arcade cabinet. When a missile locks onto you, or when someone's chasing you, you go into third-person mode, so you can like try and avoid them. So there we go. That was fun. That was a fun little change, eh? I keep getting thrown off when the crosshairs turn green. I think they're allies, but I'm pretty sure everyone here is an enemy. Green just means I haven't locked on yet. So we're getting some variety in terrain and stuff here. We're fighting over cities. Lots of cool stuff. Shoot down 6 enemies. Alright, I think I can do this. In fact, it's getting easier to shoot these guys down. On the first level, they wanted 8. Now they just want 6. 6 is nothing, man. Well, maybe there's fewer enemies or something. Maybe that's how they balance it. Anyway, the R-360 arcade cabinet was a full-on cabinet that you crawled your way into, and it moved, I think, essentially in 360 degrees, which is where the name came from. So like in the game, if you were like going left or right or like doing flips and stuff, like the arcade cabinet would literally be moving around. People have likened it more to a carnival game than an arcade game per se. And like this had kind of been done by Sega already, you know, like Afterburner had an arcade cabinet that you get in, it would like rock you around and move you around. And you've probably seen games like that in arcades since. Oh, don't go into the wall! Oh, I crashed! Oh no, how embarrassing! It wasn't enemies that defeated me, but my own hubris. Or actually my own lack of spatial awareness. Man, how am I running out of time here? This is crazy. Shoot down 20 enemies. I can't even do it. I can't even do it. I guess, like, I'm trying to use my machine gun more, but it feels like the only way to shoot enemies down is by using missiles. So we're going to go ahead and let this time out here because I want to switch over to one of the harder difficulties. On beginner there, you can't use your throttle, but I actually want to use the throttle so that I can go faster. So game over. So sadly, I can't experience the... Oh, and this is kind of cool. After you game over, you get to like see all the levels that you didn't make it to. Also, this is super annoying. In order to enter your initials, you have to like precisely move the joystick very carefully. So I'm trying to select J here right now. And also, what idiot decided there should be a timer on the score screen? Like, come on. Okay, hold on. We're running out of time here. Can we do it? Yeah, we did it! It's like that's a mini game in and of itself, is entering your name correctly. So yeah, I wish I was in a giant cabinet that was rocking me all over the place, bruising and battering my body as I tried to play a video game. Unfortunately, I'm just at home in my pajamas enjoying this game in a comfortable chair. But I guess if you can't be rocked and bopped around and literally injured, then being in comfortable clothes and a comfortable chair is a reasonable compromise. Speaking of being bopped around, though, so okay, the game's called G-LOC Air Battle. You know what G-LOC actually stands for? It stands for G-Force Induced Loss of Consciousness. G-LOC. So it's true that like if you're flying around a jet, if you're a jet fighter pilot or something like that, the G-forces you experience can be so intense they can cause you to literally pass out. Because like the G-forces can be so intense that blood can't get to your brain, or you can get what's called a red out when too much blood gets to your brain. And so you can pass out for kind of two different reasons. There can be a blackout, I think, or a red out. I mean, I'm not a fighter pilot. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. Either way, you can lose consciousness because of extreme G-forces. So this game was literally advertising that it was going to kick your butt. It was like they might as well just have called it like Air Combat, the one that's going to mess you up. You know, like get ready for pain. And they weren't kidding, because the thing like rocked you all over the place. I like these levels where we're fighting over cities, by the way, if I can just interject myself for a moment here. But, oh, what the hell just happened? What was that? Something just rapidly exploded me? Or, I don't know. But did I get shot down? I don't even know what's happening. That's a bad sign, I guess, when, oh my god! Jeez. It's a bad sign, I think, when, oh, are these missiles coming at me? Oh, I'm going down again. How was I supposed to avoid that? Oh, you know what? I'm not even messing with my throttle. Okay, look, we have afterburners, too. Yeah! I guess we just sort of zoom in past the missiles or something. I actually want to continue this one here. We're going to keep going. We're just going to pay our way out of this mess, guys. Looking a real military engagement. If you get shot down, just pay some cash and get back on that saddle. So I guess for this game, for each level of difficulty, there's a set number of missions you have to pass. And if you pass them all, then I guess you beat the game. Considering we can just slam in quarters to keep going, I am encouraged to see the end of this arcade game here. Obviously, if you were good at this game, you wouldn't need to insert quarter after quarter after quarter. So when these enemies are flying at you, I guess you want to try and shoot them down with your machine gun. And the ones that are flying away from you, you want to try and like lock on missiles. There we go. So we got to kill 8 guys. We've got 5 down. It is actually pretty tough to like line them up correctly. But so, you know, some versions of this game came in the R-360 cabinet. Not every version though. And I think Sega did this to kind of cater to like arcade owners of different budgets and different... Oh! No one to blame on that one but myself. Different budgets and like different, you know, space restrictions and stuff like that. Man, now we're just shooting like farmhouses that are like happen to be positioned in a valley. Oh, geez. I was shooting that. Why didn't it blow up? Okay, we got to shoot 30 of these things down. Okay, it's just continually telling me to fire, so I'm just going to like unload on them with like the fury of 1,000 gods with all my missiles. What shot me down there? What shot me down there? So I guess you have infinite lives, but you just, if you run out of time, that's the real killer, you know? It's like, well, we have an infinite number of jets to give you, so crashing them isn't the problem. But, you know, old age is, you know, that's one mistress you can't dance with, man. That'll come for all of us. I'm also, like, out of missiles like crazy. Oh, no, wait, I have a whole bunch more. Why was I worried? Oh, look at that. He just fired. I pressed the button once, and he decided to fire 1,000,000 missiles. I guess my guy knows what's up. Shoot 9 enemies, mission 6. Oh, what? It just blew me up right away. Okay, we gotta use this afterburner more often. Okay. Speaking of afterburner, does this game remind you guys of Sega's Afterburner? You know, if you've seen Terminator 2, it's that game that, like, John Connor is playing in the arcades. Oh, there's a guy on my tail. I think I evaded him. It's the Afterburner's the game that John Connor is playing in the arcades. It's similar to what I've been talking about with the R-360. So if you know what Afterburner is, you've seen one of these cabinets that you get in that kind of like rocks you around and stuff. But this one was a little more elaborate. Again, I'm pretty sure it moved, like you could rotate almost all the way around. I have only seen pictures though, so I can't say for certain. These are the kinds of arcade games, by the way, that like still exist. Like, arcades are rare these days, but when you do find them, they often still have these like, you know, amusement park style ride games, which I think is really cool. And like I you know, obviously, you know, the secret's out, but I enjoy video games, and I wish arcades were more prevalent than they are these days, because although, you know, people may say, yeah, but why would you go to an arcade to play a video game? You just play it all at home these days. It's like, it's true. Jesus, the glass on my plane has been knocked out. Is this safe? Should I still be flying? Should I pull over? Should we get assistance? Or I guess I'm just gonna keep going for it. Man, my guy's like serious about it. He's like, I'm here to kill the enemy. I don't care what they do to me. I will dance on their graves. But yeah, there's certain kinds of experiences that arcades offer that you don't really get at home. It's like if you're gonna play, you know, I don't know, Turtles 2, the arcade game. Well, actually, that's a bad example, because that one does have a bit of charm to play in the arcade, like 4 people standing around an arcade machine. But I don't know, Tetris. Okay, there's not really a reason to play Tetris in the arcade unless you like losing money, because you're just going to have to pay a lot of money. Oh, there's a missile right behind me. Did I dodge it? Oh, I ejected? What the heck? Was that what I was supposed to do? What happened there? My guy just totally bailed. So am I flying as a different guy now? Or is it the same guy and it's like his, I don't know, maybe he ejected out of one jet and landed in another. That's something we haven't seen in a Vin Diesel movie. Pilot ejecting out of one plane and going into another. I'm sure there's some YouTube video of somebody doing it in like Battlegrounds or something like that. Alright, let's go in here. So we're on mission 8. I have a good feeling that, what's happening here? Should I be afraid? Okay, I think I've been hit. It would be nice if I had like a single ally. Aren't I supposed to have a wingman, by the way? Isn't that where the phrase wingman came from? From like Top Gun and these like you know, fascination with like the Air Force and stuff? Like aren't you always supposed to have wingman? Man, my plane was not doing well there. I ejected again though. I like how it's a close up of his like butt in groin when he's like it's like he's landing on you when he ejects out. But yeah, aren't you always supposed to have a wingman and a buddy, somebody to watch your back? Because this seems like a fairly dangerous mission. Oh, they're just bombing stuff now. To just send like one dude, you know, you must have a lot of faith in this dude. And nothing I have done has shown anyone that I have the skills to be trusted. Oh man, this is so hard to catch these guys. There we go. Okay, we have 2 of 15. Oh my god. You guys are probably watching this like, just line it up, Jay. It's hard. It's like it goes with the precision of like your controller being pressed to the left or right. Like you have to be really precise with like the oh, I think we might have got 2. We're up to 6. All right. I should just always be shooting the machine gun too, because you never know, you might get lucky. Oh, there we go. We got like 3. All right, this is the cheap way of doing it. I just got the joystick like at like just the right angle. Boom. Those guys didn't want to fight. They were just interested in bombing. So you have a little radar at the bottom that I just kind of noticed on that mission that was pretty handy. 5 enemies. Surely you must be joking. Oh my god. I guess these are the hard guys. These are the pros. There we go. I think we got one. Or no? Oh! Get off my tail! Get off my tail! Whoa! I just didn't want him to shoot me down. I didn't care if I died or not. I just, you know. Oh, jeez. Whoa! Alright, okay. Come on, we got this. One more guy. You're the lucky contestant. Okay, maybe not. I don't know where you went. Is there anyone else here? Oh no, they found out my only weakness, not appearing right in front of me. Ah, damn it. Alright. Throwing in another quarter. Here we go. Oh, I didn't have my hand on the missile button there. Come on. Line yourselves up. Boom, we got you. I like how the missile just goes right through the mountain. The missile doesn't care. The missile doesn't give a crap. It's like, I'm loaded and I'm coming for you. Also, it's weird how they show you the number of missiles like below, but like when you run out, it's not like you run out of missiles. Jeez. I already got 8 guys. So like, what is the point of the machine gun? It seems so useless. Like I've tried to use it, but like we have damage. Look, there's a damage meter down there. Have you guys noticed that the whole video? Because I just noticed it. But the machine gun seems like it doesn't really do anything. And you have infinite missiles, so why not just like spam the missiles? Oh, what's happening, computer? You're flying me into a rocky mountain. All right, shoot down 10 enemies. I know I said we'd only take about 10 minutes with each game mode, but we're probably so close to beating the game. I want to beat it on one console, and then we'll again check out on all the other Sega systems. Oh my God, this is chaos! Oh yeah, I was long overdue for that. Long overdue for that. Get off my tail, buddy. Oh, can we shoot him? Oh, he's dodging us. I think I got him. I think so. All right, it's gonna spam the missiles on these guys. Oh my God! Is somebody behind me? What's happening? Oh yeah, he's behind me and he's trying to shoot me. Get away from me. Man, that's... Oh, I passed the mission somehow. I was just trying to survive, to be totally honest. Land on carrier. Turn right. So this is like the hardest thing from like Top Gun on the NES. Okay. Now keep horizontal level. That's easy. Okay. And now what? Accelerate? Afterburner? No, it's dealing with everything. Oh, this is so much easier than the NES. Oh, yeah! Skills! Mission 13 was like literally just to land. It's like if they had a driving game and the last mission was pulling into the garage. We did it! The President of the United States is coming down in a helicopter. Everyone looks so unhappy to be there. They're like, I got tricked into joining the Air Force. I did not want to be here. Congratulations. Oh, I got a little smile, so I guess that's me. Congratulations. Now I look so depressed again. All missions completed. Game over. Well, there we go. We slammed it through G-LOC. We did waste quite a few quarters, but the game is totally doable. Seems like a fairly fun shooter. I will say, though, that the arcade version here, I think, would just be amplified to a whole other level if you indeed were, like, in that big thing that was, like, rocking you and bopping you all over the place. Oh, God. Okay, here's the real last level. Here's the real final boss of the game. Okay. J. Come on. Okay. Oh, I'm doing much better at this. Oh, and then down is up here, like a fighter pilot kind of joystick here. Oh God, it's confusing me. Get over there. Oh, I didn't get it. Jat again? You serious? So I went to enter my score before, and I think I put Jat. I think it logged me in as Jat. All right, well, this is Gaming Jat signing off from the arcade. So as I said, we've now seen what G-LOC Air Battle looks like in the arcade. Let's check out the home console releases. So we're going to check out the Genesis, the Master System, and the Game Gear. We're going to see how those compare, what they look like, and what the new features are, because I'm really curious to see what kind of new features they added to this game on each of the systems. So without further ado, let's do it. All right, we're starting off with the Sega Genesis version. And I have read that in this version, the game alternates between first and third person mode, so I'm curious to see how that kind of plays out. Now, we obviously got the awesome Sega Genesis soundtrack upgrade. The title screen looks very similar to what we saw in the arcade, so it seems like a pretty good home translation so far. Again, unless you've got your dad, though, rocking the sofa around as you're playing this game, you're not going to get the same experience that you would. Let's turn the difficulty up to normal. Joystick limited free? Interesting. Up, down, control, sound, sure. You're not going to get the same experience in the arcade unless you got your dad sort of shoving the sofa around as you're playing. Now we got, I love those like Sega Genesis like guitar beats in the background. They sound like bassy guitar beats. And also, this is kind of a cool intro. This is neat. All the generals are like standing around. They're like zooming in on the territories. They're showing you where you're going to go, what you're going to attack. This is kind of cool. I just love like the colors and everything. Very neat. All right. Is there any point to this though? Is there going to be any text or anything? Well, what's happening? Okay, I'm pressing a button to like see stuff. Good. They're like, hey, look at this. We can zoom in. It's a place. Okay. All right. Well, that was very informative. Thank you, ominous shadowy figures in a dark room. Get ready, rookie. Hey, I think we might actually finally have a wingman. We've got 5 bogeys to down. Trust me, I've been downing bogeys like crazy before this. This shan't be a problem. Oh, I just fired a random missile into the crowd of bogeys. See, I like being able to shoot them down with my machine gun better. It like feels like a better use of my weapons, but I guess I will fire missiles because it seems to be what you people want. We need to get 7 this time. I'll see what I can do, Chief. Compadre. So I guess this game is all about time. Oh, there we go. We're in the third person mode. I actually like this mode better, to be totally honest. I feel like I can like see where I am a bit more. So I've actually thought, oh, but I can't see the missiles coming for me. I've kind of said this before in other video games, but like be it drivers or shooters or even flying games, I personally kind of feel like third person is a little more realistic. In like a weird sense. Okay, so obviously we all live our lives from the first person perspective, right? I can't see, over my own shoulder, so like I can't, I don't view myself that way. I see out of my eyeballs like a normal human. I'm a normal human is what I'm trying to tell you guys, so I experience the same human pleasures that you do. But anyway, so we all obviously see the world from a first-person perspective. So that would make you think that a video game from the first-person perspective would be the most realistic and natural. Kind of. That's kind of true. The way it's not true, though, is that if you look at the like viewing angle of a lot of these old games, it's like it's a very narrow kind of range, Like this, you have no peripheral vision in this, so you have no sense of kind of like what's around you. And like for instance, like I'm sitting at a desk right now. I know I'm looking at like a monitor where I'm like playing my game here with my Sega Genesis controller in my hand and all that jazz. But like in my peripheral vision, I know that there's like stuff around me. There's like a recording computer and there's like other stuff that's happening, sort of, And I have a sense that like there's a bookcase near me and other things sort of in my peripheral vision, and so how this kind of works in first-person shooters, have you ever had the experience where you're in a first-person shooter and you're trying to like walk around a corner or like back up and you're like bumping into corners and stuff and it gets like really frustrating? You're like, damn, I'm caught on another corner, It doesn't happen so much in the modern first-person shooters. I think the physics are a little better and they kind of let you avoid that. But it was always a problem in old first-person shooters that the viewing angle is very, very narrow, and you have no sense of what's in your periphery or what's kind of behind you, But in real life, even though I can't see behind me, I often have a little bit of a sense of kind of like what's around me, So I have like a small bubble to my left and right, and maybe slightly behind where I have like a bit of an intuition about what's there. And first-person games don't really capture that. So like when you are playing third-person, I kind of get the sense that it's a little more, it feels a little more realistic to me in terms of I can actually see where my character is, and I bump into things less often. I get caught on corners left because I feel like I have that peripheral vision. So all I mean to say is that although third person isn't technically realistic because no one sees out of their own head, they all see through their eyeballs, it nonetheless sort of has a practical realism to it where you have a sense of periphery. And I just like that a little more, I think. Not that I don't like first-person games, but I think if I have the choice to switch between view modes, I often go for the third-person mode to get a bit better sense of like what's around me. So yeah, that's my thinking on that. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. But anyway, so far in the Sega Genesis version of this game here, it feels like, well, first of all, I can't remember. Like, I already can't remember. Did the arcade version have music? I think it did, but I don't think it had these tunes. Yahoo! I love this guy. Oh, we actually do have a wingman. Land this crate, kid. Okay, so we got to go over this way. This is like so much easier than Top Gun. And then is there anything we have to do here? I'm putting the controller down. They're not telling me to do anything, so the controller's out of my hands. We're on autopilot now, baby. Let's see if this thing lands. And by the way, did we just beat the whole game? Did we just beat the game? Oh my god, we did! Okay, so much for spending 10 minutes with this. Hey, my guy looks so much happier in this version. In the arcade, he was so depressed. Do I get a handshake from the President of the United States? I'm a tricky dick? What? Tricky dicky. Surplus weaponry. Okay. And is that like the end of... Oh, no, there's like different missions. Okay, I was going to say, that's super short if that's the case. Okay. So they're just going to like show us places that we're going to be. These are the places that you will go when you get older. And we get... Oh, interesting. Heavy bullets, light armor. Oh, look at this. We can actually buy stuff. Cool. So I was about to say, I feel like the game is neat, but way too short. But now... Interesting. Oh, costs. Oh, we have to pay with our score. That sucks. Although we do have 50,000 scores. Okay, so do we really need armor? Light bullets loaded. Oh, we're totally loading these. What's the yes button? Yes, heavy bullets are loaded. Air-to-air missiles, that's fine. Although maybe we should get some more of these. Why not? These seem like good things to have. You want to have a lot of air-to-air missiles. And we'll buy some air-to-ground missiles too, why not? Interesting, okay. Heavy armor. That's the only other thing we can buy, so let's go ahead. We don't need a score. Scores for pansies. Alright. So now we move on. Alright. If you notice that guy's hand there were 3 buttons he was pressing and a start button. The buttons I pressed on the Genesis controller determined what buttons he was pressing, so that's kind of cool. Alright, so the game gets harder. So this game, okay, so it's a little different from the arcades. It has some third-person levels, which I do like, because I went my little rant there about why I think third-person levels are kind of cool. You have a wingman who talks to you between missions, I think is a nice add-on. It'd be cool if like it actually had like a gameplay consequence, but, you know, it is what it is. And you can upgrade. Pretty neat that they added that feature. So, you know, those are the upsides. I mean, the downside, ready for some low flying? That I am, Tex. Hey, where'd my other wingman go? Who are you? I don't know. You blow 30 targets and we're gone. Oops, I paused it. Blow 30 targets, tricky dick. What's going on with this game, guys? What's going on? So yeah, I would say, like, if you are a fan of the arcade version, the Genesis version here seems like it would be a good stand-in. Oh, okay. Oh, and we even got the parachuting guy. Like, they have all the same stuff. I mean, these cavern parts are a little less detailed. Like, the cavernous walls there are just kind of there for show. They don't really do anything. But actually, the game is easier to play on Genesis. So this would be like a reasonable home port, I guess. Now, I am curious to see how the Master System and Game Gear hold up, because they were less powerful systems than the Genesis. And so I think the time has come to bid adieu to our friend the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive, depending on whether you're North American or European, and check out how this game holds up on one of the other systems. How about we go for Master System? Oh, I blew up again. A good time to quit. All right, off to the Master System. All right, so the title screen has gotten a minor downgrade. Also, I like how all the title screens have had the G-LOC, loss of consciousness by G-force. Just to explain to people what G-LOC is. And again, it's a hilarious title because it's like the game that's gonna mess you up. The game that's basically gonna beat you until you're unconscious. Now, I am using a actual Sega Master System controller here, and the Sega Master System controller had sort of a D-pad. It wasn't really a D-pad. It was more like it's hard to describe, but it was like an 8-directional pad almost. But it had a little nub you could screw in to sort of add a little joystick tip to it. So I've got that screwed in, but it feels like it actually takes control away. So that's one thing that's kind of interesting. Also, the controller did not have a start button. The start button, it had buttons 1 and 2, which are like A and B on the NES. So start button is button 1. And if you wanted to pause the game or turn the game on or off, those buttons were on the system itself, which is kind of interesting. So we're going to go ahead and go with, normal. I never know in flying games, when it says normal, does it mean down is up and up is down, because that's normal for flying, or is that reverse? Like, I have no idea, so we're just going to go with normal. Trainee, ace, or rookie. Those are our options. Well, we're not going to be trainee. We've been playing on medium for all these games. We're going to go ahead and select rookie here. So off to the races we go. So I'm a lieutenant, but I am a rookie. I need to game clear points, 180. You need 180 more points. Okay, so this isn't about kills now. This is about number of points. Missiles remaining 40, time remaining 60, and let's go ahead and do it. Okay, sounds good. They're just making me read this whole book here. Agreed, begin mission. Oh, we're taking off from the ground this time around. And off we go. Destroy 8 enemy. Oh, we're killing tanks, eh? All right. Oh, what the heck? This is very different. Okay. So, interesting. Can we fire missiles? Nope. So by the way, the controls up is up and down is down. So actually it's thrown me off a bit because I've been playing the other way around for the last little while here. Okay, I think I finally killed one tank. Can we kill another one? Okay, we got another one. And another one. So obviously the Sega Master System here was not as powerful as the Sega Genesis or an arcade machine. So they had to make some compromises here. I'm interested to see what will happen when we get to sort of like, there we go. Oh yeah, we blew up 9, I think. Look, target's 9 of 8. I went above and beyond there. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen when we actually get to killing other people in the air, basically. 12 enemy tanks. What, are we on tank duty? How did we get this duty? Oh, are those missiles? Interesting. Okay. Well, we're getting pretty good at killing tanks, I guess. Oh, look, you can turn all the way upside down. I don't think you could do this in the arcade or the Genesis. Or maybe you could have. I don't know. Oh, jeez. The up and down is really screwing me over, though. Also, oh, man, these things are hard to kill. Can you guys just go down already? I want to kill other... I wonder if it even has other aircraft. Oh! Do they show the parachute guy? No, you're just taking too much damage. Oh, I think there was a continuous screen in there that we skipped really fast. Yeah, so the interface here is obviously they had to make some compromises again because it is what it is. It's a Sega Master System game here. So the menus and stuff are all hard to notice, I would say. Oh yikes! Come on, we only need one more tank. Can we just do it? Can we just get one? Just give me one. What the heck? I can rotate left and right, but I don't seem to be able to move left or right. I'm so confused as to what happened there. I was trying to sort of move to left or right. You've taken too much damage. Okay, we're gonna continue. I really want to quit and change my controls, but we're so close. I just want to see the next level, to be honest. Okay, here's another thing. This booklet here, I thought this was just a status screen, but you have to scroll through and you have to look at all this stuff. But look, there is actually a cursor. Can you guys spot it? Can you see what it is? On the far left there, that arrow, I'm moving it up and down. Like, I had no idea that was a thing. And look, like, you have to go to begin mission, and it's like it's so hard to notice. They couldn't have come up with anything slightly more noticeable? What are we killing? 16 enemy planes, finally! We're fighting enemy planes, so it is possible. Oh, I think I got a 2-for-1 there. What's happening? Oh, he's trying to lock on to me. Oh, this is kind of cool. Whee! Okay, we have to razzle-dazzle him to get out of this one. Can you do this? Let's see if these bastards can do 90. Oh yeah, we got out of that one. Alright. So, yeah, Sega Master System version here. I mean, I don't know how much there is to really say about it. It's obviously a very simplified version of the arcade and Genesis version. I mean, to be fair, like, I mean, it's working with the restraints of the system. And so, like, if you compare this to, like, an NES game, we can kind of ask, how does this hold up compared to an NES game? And I think it's okay, you know, like, there's definitely better NES games, but there's definitely worse. So I could see this being, like, an early NES game, kind of in that vein. And, like, compared to something like Top Gun for the NES, like, is it that much worse? I don't know. I think it is a little simpler, perhaps, but it's been a long time since I played Top Gun. Maybe that game is more simple than I recall. Like, Top Gun didn't have this. This is kind of cool how there's, like, another game mode where you have to, like, try and dodge getting shot down. So, yeah, like, all things considered, I wouldn't say this is, like, a bad game, but, I mean, it definitely pales in comparison to the arcade and Genesis version that we have just recently seen. One other, like, minor gripe. I mention this every time I play a Sega Master System, but seriously, what is with the controller having a wire that comes out of the side of the system? So, so there's actually two versions of the Sega Master System controller. One has the wire that comes out of it going out the top of the system, like an NES controller, and the other actually has a wire coming out the side. And, like, it's literally, like, I can't hold the controller properly. Like, you know the normal controller grip, how you have both of your palms on the left and right side of the controller? I can't lose this guy, by the way. On the left and right side of the controller. Well, I can't get my right palm on the side of the controller because there's a damn wire sticking out. So it's making it really awkward to kind of hold. And anyway, we have been shot down again. We've taken too much damage. I feel like we kind of get the gist of what the Sega Master System is going for here. So I'm going to go ahead and put down the Sega Master System controller, and we have one more version of G-LOC here to check out. Hopefully you guys have not lost consciousness yet. You know, hang in there. We're in the home stretch now. Let's pop over to the Sega Game Gear and see what the mobile version of G-LOC was like. Alright. The Sega Game Gear. This was the competitor to Nintendo's Game Boy. It featured full color, which is something the Game Boy did not have, and a backlit screen. So anyone who ever tried to play Game Boy back in the day, if you were not in, like, good light or whatever, it was a real pain in the butt. This one had a backlit screen, which was quite nice, but of course it drained batteries like it was going out of fashion. It just sucked those babies dry. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into... That was a super short intro, by the way. I didn't press anything. That was just the length of the intro. The graphics look reasonable. The title screen obviously is a downgrade compared to the Sega Genesis and arcade. But again, it was a mobile system. The best comparison for this would be like maybe a Game Boy Color. But maybe even that's not quite fair because it really competed with the Game Boy. So, you know, we should be kind of thinking like, how does this compare to the Game Boy? Shoot down 10 fighters. I guess we don't have a co-pilot anymore. And alright, so things are actually quite a bit simple. Oh, that's the missiles and the bullets. Wow, this is like, I didn't think it was possible. What, did I just do a loop-de-loop? What happened there? I didn't think it was possible to get simpler than the Sega Master System, but they found a way. I kind of always thought that the Game Gear, it was at least as good as the Master System. But I guess maybe that's not true, because like the Game Boy I think was definitely less powerful than the NES. So the Game Gear would, you would presume it was less powerful than the Master System. But I've seen Sonic games on the Game Gear that actually look pretty reasonable. Like better than anything I think the Master System could do. So I would have to say this is actually surprisingly disappointing so far in terms of graphics and responsiveness and stuff. And here we go, we get to upgrade our stuff, though. Oh, you know what we never saw in the Master System version was a boss battle. Oh, damn it. Okay, wait, we're going to go back in and look. I'm going to find a boss before this is out, but let's just stick with this for a second here. Shotgun. Let's get the shotgun, why not? Sure. Wait. Special. Ooh, we got a special. Okay, I'll take it. Let's go on from here. See what happens. Select stage. Oh, we could actually select a stage. Oh, interesting. Maybe I'll try and like do that. So yeah, there's like different features in each one of these games. Very interesting. Okay, so the special gun just looks like a machine gun. What's happening? Are people shooting at me? Guess I should be watching my radar here. I like how all these old systems, by the way, like really struggled to render polygons. Like this is like the simplest rendering of polygons you could ever do. And the system's like, I can't go on. The Game Gear's like, just kill me. Okay, I think we died this there. Sprite scaling was really how all these old games, oh, it even has the parachuting, would sort of mimic 3D. I mean, all the graphics that we've seen, besides some very basic polygon stuff in all of these games, I'm going to try this one more time here, has been sprite scaling. I mean, that was a technology that Sega really leaned into. I don't know if they developed it or they were the first to do it, but games like Outrun, even Afterburners we already mentioned, and G-LOC here, you know, if you pay attention, how does it trick you into making it look like there's, oh look, we can choose the levels. Cool, let's shoot some tanks. How does it trick you into making it seem like it's a 3D game when you're just seeing 2D graphics? It's by sprite scaling. Making stuff far away really tiny and making stuff close up really, really big. Like it's just scaling sprites right now to make these, you know, aircraft look like they're flying at us. Although I can't hit anything. My God, I'm so bad. Oh, there's the tanks. Kaboom! Jeez. Do I just lock on to like whatever? Am I dead again? What killed me? What killed me? I think it's hubris again. It's caught up to me. I got too cocky, guys. I got too cocky. Okay, we're gonna try this one more time, and then we have some unfinished business with the Master System, and I think that's where we'll go to kind of wrap up this whole look at G-LOC here. Did you guys have a Sega Game Gear, by the way, back in the day? I remember I never had one, but I remember there was like a kid that I knew. 5 bases. Let's do it. Oh, it's locked? Okay, fine. Well, we did okay on the first level. Let's just try this again. Shoot down 10 fighters, mission 1. It's cool that you actually get to pick your missions. I had a Game Boy, and I loved that thing like crazy. Just the idea of being able to play games on the go. That was like such a cool idea back in the day. Because it's like the Game Boy and the Game Gear competed with like the Tiger handheld electronic devices, which if you've never seen are like an embarrassment to gaming history. But that did not mean I did not own one. I had a Simpsons Tiger handheld. Played the crap out of that thing. But yeah, kids don't know how lucky they are these days with all their newfangled electronic devices. Just play games wherever they want. They, you know, hopefully they don't take it for granted. But actually, you know, speaking of this game, you know, how the game itself in the arcade was supposed to like bop you around and like that like movement thing. I guess the Game Gear is like the one version of the game that you could rig up some kind of like home thing. You could like go on a teeter-totter and get your brother to like move you around or something while you're playing. It'd be shockingly hard to coordinate. Like it'd be insanely hard to coordinate. Oh, you can run out of fuel? That does not seem good. What are all these things? Fuel tank, armor. Huh? What's special armor? Is it like bedazzled armor? Let's see. I guess let's go for heavy armor so that we don't die. And let's just see if we can pass one more mission here. 50 fighters! Oh my God! 10 warships, 30 fighters, 40 fighters. All right, let's go for 50 fighters. I'm feeling cocky. Mission 2, shoot down 50 fighters. They're like, you did so well with 10, we want to give you 50. I'm gonna run out of fuel before I get these guys. Like, that's my main opponent, is not these 50 fighters. Oh, maybe it is actually. Turns out they're fighting back pretty aggressively. Okay, come on. I'm taking them down like crazy. It's so much easier to shoot stuff down in this one compared to the others. But look, I'm totally running out of fuel. There's no way I'm getting 50. I'm at 11 of 50, and I'm like on fumes. All right, so that's how that goes, I guess. I have to say that there's a sliding scale of goodness here. I honestly think we went in the order of, like, best to worst. Like, I think the arcade edition was the best. Then the Game Gear was a pretty good rendition of the arcade, and it added some new features, like buying stuff and, like, you know, I guess there was, you know, we completed like 6 missions and we got to an end screen, but I think that was like one world, and there was like a whole nother world to explore. So, and then we went to the Master System version, which was kind of rough, but then I think this one is just like all kinds of more rough. So, speaking of the Master System, let's hop back over to that version and get to a boss and kind of wrap our thoughts up about this whole game known as G-LOC here. So this is kind of interesting. It started us off killing aircraft this time around. I don't know what I did differently. I honestly don't. I mean, the one thing I did differently is I switched my controls from rather than being normal to being reversed, which is basically aircraft for normal, because normally when you play an aircraft game, up makes you go down and down makes you go up, which is just how aircraft games and actual aircraft, you know, joysticks work. But I just flew through that mission. It's so much easier to play this way. Also, I'll just confess I'm using a Sega Genesis controller rather than the Master System controller. But it feels like I'm moving faster, and I don't know, I'm like a little more in control of like what I'm doing, although I am starting to take damage here. I only have 39 seconds left to kill these guys. So like, what could a boss in this game even be like? Is it just gonna be like some mega tank, or is it gonna be like a really fancy jet? I died. Luckily, oh, we have a couple continues. Okay. Oh no, we only have 3 continues. That actually means that if I don't pull it together, we might not even see a boss. Oh, this is trouble. These tanks are brutal to kill. It's like, it's so much easier to kill aircraft than tanks. Like, I'm hitting the missile button, nothing is firing. I just game over again, are you kidding me? So we're down to 2 credits. Things are not looking good. It's like, I can maybe kill 3 tanks on a credit. Oh, we passed the level, thank God. Is there anything we can buy here? I guess there isn't, but now we're back to shooting down enemy planes. Hopefully this will go a little better. Oh, look at this, this is so much easier. Just kill these guys by the dozens. So I guess the weakness to jets is tanks. Who knew? Also, what is that annoying alarm that keeps happening? Oh, this guy, he's zoomed in on me again. And look how easy it was to evade him when you have a proper controller. Oh, not again. Dude. There's a bogey on my 6. Why don't I have a wingman to help me on this? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, he got me. He actually got me. There you go. You just kind of have to survive that for a while. Eventually, he's just like, forget it. He's like, this guy's making it too annoying. Killing him would just give him the satisfaction of knowing he made me care. Forget it. Okay. So we're flying through missions quickly, but we are burning through credits just as fast. Credits are continues. I think I have 1 left. Oh! Is this a boss? Climb and fire missiles. Yes, we made it to a boss, I think. Oh yeah, we did! Look at this! Oh, look at this! Alright! Yeah! So, alright, well, we're fighting a thing. What is this even? It's like an oil refinery that, like, you know, really got up there. You know, like they attach a bunch of rockets to it and they're like, it went up into space, man. You know, it's going up there. Is it exploding? Is that what those sound effects are? It exploding? Oh, there's only 1 more thing to blow up. 1 more target. Did we get it? I'm totally out of missiles, by the way. I have no missiles. Targets 4 of 5. Oh, there's 1 down here. You lied to me. You said climb. You said climb. And also, I have no missiles. How am I supposed to hit this? Am I hitting it? I think I am. Oh, we blew up a boss! We blew up an oil refinery that gained sentience and flew up into space to cause havoc and fire missiles down on people. We did it! Alright, cool. So, actually, that was kind of neat as a boss. Man, I wonder why they didn't add that to any of the other game modes. Well, G-LOC here is one of the games in the book 1001 Video Games You Must Play Before You Die. We today have played it on arcades and all the Sega consoles. Having done so, I think we have some insight into the game and into the different versions of the game. So let me first say that as an arcade game, I think this is like a reasonable shooter. I think, back in the day it would have been more impressive than it is today. So, like, as a game, the arcade game didn't blow my socks off, so I don't know if I would say it's a must-play. Except, however, if you actually find an R-360 version in the field, where you can actually get in and you can, like, have the whole cabinet moving and swaying as you do these, like, barrel rolls and stuff, I would hop into that in a heartbeat. So, like, is the game itself still, does it hold up? I don't particularly think so. As a retro game, and especially if someone's looking for like a retro game, I think the arcade game could actually be something that they're interested in and worth playing. But like, is it a game that people should go out of their way to play? Not necessarily, but that all changes if you find the R360 cabinet. So it's like, it's a really neat game for that idea, of having this sort of physical element to it. The game itself, I don't know, it's okay. It's okay. When we think about the home console versions, I will say that I think, all things considered, the Sega Genesis one is the one you should play. That one seems to have done the most to take the somewhat limited but reasonable gameplay of the arcades and expand on it, giving you more missions, stuff to buy, and better graphics and all that stuff. The Master System version is neat for the inclusion of bosses, but beyond that, I don't know, I didn't find it to be all that sort of good. It kind of felt like a downgrade compared to the arcade. And then the Sega Game Gear seemed like the worst of all. Like, if you were somehow forced to play this game mobile, I guess you could go with the Game Gear, but I would probably not endorse it. It just seemed way too basic for me. So there you have it. If you see this thing in the arcades, go out of your way to pay a dollar or a quarter or whatever it is to hop in. You'll probably get an awesome experience, and I'm going to keep an eye out for this one in the arcades. But as far as the game itself goes, it's reasonable, but I don't know if I go out of my way. Those are my thoughts. What do you guys think of G-LOC here? Do you agree with my assessment? Do you not agree? You can always argue with me down in the comments down below. And as always, whatever you think of my review here, hopefully you've enjoyed checking it out with me. Hopefully I've made it entertaining. If you have, go ahead, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with all your friends who you grew up playing G-LOC with. Maybe this will bring back some nostalgic memories. Maybe you'll feel so inclined as to share some of those with us in the comments down below. I mean, even these old games that haven't held up super well, they still often sort of have this nostalgic itch to them. And you can definitely still have great memories of a game, even if you kind of admit, years have not been kind to this game. But sometimes it's still fun to sort of reminisce about fun times playing this game. So if you have memories like that, feel free to throw them in the comments. It will just sort of enhance the experience for everyone. And until next time, my friends, you all take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon with a new game out of the book, 1001 Video Games You Must Play Before You Die. So until then, guys, peace.